Atlanta, the home of this year's big game between the Patriots and the Rams. Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony Calhoun. Coming up in the next 30 minutes on the Big Game All Access Pass, we are putting the spotlight on the faces of the CBS broadcasting team. This will be the 20th year that the Big Game will be on CBS, which is more than any other network. And we kick off the show with the man who will call the game, Jim Nantz, who invited us to his home in California. CBS is ready for the biggest night in football.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
More than 110 million viewers will have their eyes on the network.
We're back. Go.
And the voice that will guide America on game day is Jim Nantz.
Stand by into Jim's voice in 3, 2, 1, and go, Jim.
Hello, friends. Jim Nantz.
Nantz, who's been at CBS for 34 years, invited us to his home out in Pebble Beach, California, to talk about the big game. Jim, you're getting ready to call your fifth, not first, not second, but fifth Super Bowl. How do you put your head around that?
You know, it's hard to be honest. It's such an honor to be able to call one of them, much less 5 of them. And listen, I try not to get lost in any of that. Maybe the guy at home doesn't understand that's a big deal, but professionally, you get it, I get it. You know, it didn't say anywhere on the birth certificate that I was entitled to grow up one day and call the Super Bowl or the Final Four or the Masters. All of them are great gifts. I don't take any of them for granted.
Nantz has been the face of CBS for so many major sporting events, but there's nothing like calling the NFL's ultimate prize. The most watched event in television.
You're making me nervous.
That's right. That being said, how much pressure do you feel when you know all eyes and the ears are focused on you in that booth calling the game? How much pressure?
AC, stop, man. I want to sleep between now and the game. I really do it like it's just any other week. You have to. You can't look into that lens and think, man, on the other side of that camera, there are 100 million plus people looking at you. It's just too daunting. When I look at that lens, I think of my father, that he's on the other side, and he's smiling right back at me. And that comforts me. And that's where Hello Friends came from. Well, it started back in 2002. My dad was deep in the throes of Alzheimer's, and I told him on one of my visits that this weekend, Dad, because he had faint recognition at this point, I'm going to have a secret coded phrase just for you. I'm going to come on the air and say, hello, friends, because you have nothing but friends. So I looked into that camera for the first time, saying, hello, friends. And you know what I found, AC? It relaxed me. And I've done it every show since.
Jim, I know the last time you called a Super Bowl was Super Bowl 50, and it was literally just outside of San Francisco, right here in the Bay Area. And I know there is a family connection to the Super Bowl with you, because when you called that last Super Bowl, your son Jameson was about, 7 days old? Is that right?
Well, it was, first off, it was 77.3 miles from my door to the stadium in Santa Clara. And that was important because Courtney, my wife, was due 2 days after the Super Bowl. So for months, we fretted over what would happen if she went into labor the day of the game. Thankfully, Jameson was born 6 days before the game on February 1st. The game was February the 7th. Here is my amazing wife. That's our little girl, Finley, a few years back.
Yeah.
Daughter, Caroline. And let's update this a little bit. Here are my 3 kids. There's Finley, and there's Caroline, and there's my little boy, Jameson, our Super Bowl baby.
Yeah.
Here's the family shot right here, Courtney. And this was a commemorative helmet from Super Bowl 50, which for Jameson's baby picture, we actually put him right inside here. You forget how little they are. And put him right inside that helmet, and I'll always be able to remember that week on so many different special levels.
It's here in his home where he does most of his prep work.
Right here in front of me, where I'm making notes, and I'm just trying to stay current, up to speed, trying to do it when I'm home because I travel all the time.
What a game we have straight ahead, and what's going to give here in this one? Both of these teams have gone 5-1 in their last 6 games.
His time at CBS has brought with it a wonderful connection with the viewers. He says he gets countless letters from people who watch his work.
I've looked at them over and over again and just thought, now that's really special. Way more than I could have ever imagined.
And it's the people like his team at CBS that makes it rewarding. Nantz will help his partner Tony Romo get ready for his first big game as a broadcaster. He always knew Romo would be great in the booth.
You could see it. All the years of covering the Cowboys and going into production meetings, there was something about his personality, magnetism, and his football acumen that came screaming out at you. Well, I was playing golf with my great friend Al Michaels down at Bel Air a few years ago. And I can still remember, we're standing on the 8th hole in the fairway, waiting for the green to clear. He says, I got a question for you. What current day player one day will be the best analyst of his time? Because I've got a guy. I said, no, Al, I've got a guy too. He says, yeah, but you've never thought of the guy I have. I guarantee you, I'm the only one that's seen this. You go first. I said, no. My guy, I'm going to floor you with this. You first. No, you first. No, you first. Okay, I'll go first, I said. Tony Romo. He goes, that's my guy.
But Nantz says it's more than just Romo that makes this team special.
They both bring leadership and confidence.
Having Tracy with us, too. I mean, she's a fantastic sideline reporter. We got a really great team. Jim Rickoff and Mike Arnold, our producer and director. I mean, it is a group that is driven. We are driven to try to make our mark as one of the great broadcast teams of all time.
The journey at CBS for Nantz has been beyond belief. 5 Super Bowls, 34 Final Fours, and over 30 Masters, all before the age of 60. And the magical moments keep on coming.
This year, I go from AFC Championship to the Super Bowl, to March Madness and the Final Four, to the Masters, and for the first time with the new schedule on the PGA Tour, the PGA Championship. My birthday falls on the Friday of the PGA. So in that 4-month window, an AFC title game, a Super Bowl, a Final Four, and 2 golf majors, and I turned 60 at the end at the PGA. It's a crazy stretch. I just can't wait to tackle it, take it in, breathe it in, share it, enjoy it, laugh along the way, and have my family always by my side.
It is going to be a tremendous afternoon of football.
Nantz still remains the only broadcaster to call the Super Bowl, the Final Four, and the Masters all in the same year.